Gourmand.
Welcome back to Jocks of the Round Table.
Back. You know, we're missing a few people today.
I need to see if John Alex can call in.
We're missing Will. He's in the Four Corners.
I don't think he's still there.
He was in the Four Corners.
On, in?
On. He stood on the Four Corners. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
I have no idea.
Anyway, it was this week. So Will is traveling with his family. Wish him safe travels and a good time.
Yeah.
Can I read a 2-tweet Twitter thread?
Sure.
I'm going to read it and then tell you who tweeted it. There is something I want to address. Earlier today, I tweeted out a slur, which I will not repeat, that I should not have said. It's inexcusable on my part, and I take full responsibility for it. I let my temper and anger get the best of me in that moment where I should not have. That was Danny Boy Kane.
I saw that.
He's like a Miami super fan. I tried to figure out what he tweeted, and I couldn't find it. But what a...
Oh, I'm sure he deleted it.
What a ridiculous, he deleted the tweet and then tweeted out that he tweeted a slur.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Yeah, you don't tweet that back out until people start calling you out, and then you'll be like,
Yeah.
Then you're like, hey.
So I guess maybe people did call him out then.
They might have called him out.
Very funny stuff, though.
I've never seen anybody tweet something, delete it, and then just apologize without being called out.
Hopefully he got called out.
Maybe. Happy 5th of July, folks. Today's the 5th. Hope everybody was safe last night. All of our listeners kept all their fingers intact. No JPPs.
JPP? But no, I went and watched the Nashville fireworks, and it was it was cool to see one time, but I'm not gonna go again.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna be largely the same thing. Firework technology isn't gonna evolve past what it is, really, I feel like.
It would be cool to so one of my buddies from Marksburg, he's like a private pilot,
Mm-hmm.
so he was in the air circling around. That would be cool to be in the plane and watch it.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Cool to be in a plane and fly through it.
Yeah.
You might die.
That's the cool part.
I'll go again if they have a firework in The Lord of the Rings, where it's like a dragon and it moves and like that.
Well,
Never seen that.
What if
You haven't seen The Lord of the Rings?
No, we've discussed this
I
before.
haven't either.
Never seen those.
I
was thinking
what if
Mulan,
there's
the
a
end
certain
of Mulan. Fireworks like that.
Do they have a dragon like that?
No, they just blow up a Hun with fireworks.
Oh, that's
That too.
I'd watch that.
If they did
Blow up
that
somebody?
that to Sean Yu and if they brought him back to life just to do that, I would go
like
watch.
Osama bin Laden.
He's already dead.
If that's how they killed him, I would go watch that. If we
that.
captured him alive and then blew him up with fireworks. I mean,
Yeah.
what's more American than that?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Fireworks are Chinese, though.
But
we have perfected fireworks.
yeah. I'm not going to go into detail, but Wags tricked me into going.
See, I would. There is very few circumstances that I would go watch fireworks. If there was somebody with me that wanted to go, or I was in a relationship with somebody, or trying to be.
Yeah.
But
Is Wags trying to be in a relationship with you?
No. Let's just say he said that we would meet somebody down there.
And you didn't?
And
she was in Arkansas.
she was in another state.
He's not. Yeah.
He just said it to get me to go.
No. I gathered that.
Yeah, it's bull
That's
crap.
a Wags thing to do.
Yeah.
Shout out Wags.
I hope he listens.
Nice
to
guy.
this.
Saw him Sunday. I was driving my grandmother back from church, and we passed Wags.
Oh,
And I was
nice.
like, oh, that was Wags. And she was like, what?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it. Everyone have a good 4th, though?
Yeah,
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Had some good ribs.
We did have some good ribs.
Was the 4th Monday?
Yesterday. Today's the 5th.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I said
Yes.
that earlier. Yeah, I didn't do much. Went and ate with Christian and Wags and their friends, and then
Wags' friends, really.
Yeah.
And
Wags' girlfriend's friend.
Friend. This is plural.
And it's kind of weird, but it's okay.
Dude, Braves getting no hit.
Well, you haven't hit yet.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong. Just keep speaking it into
You're
existence.
like, we haven't hit yet.
Anyway, then I watched the Braves last night and then went into rain delay. But it's okay.
Did they play at all?
Yeah, we won.
Did it just go super late?
Yeah, it ended at like 6-3.
That's tough. Wow. Was that against Cardinals?
Yeah, that was game 1 last night. They delayed the fireworks because we're supposed to have 4th of July fireworks after the game.
Yeah.
Nobody was there at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
So they moved them to Thursday.
Why not just
July?
Why not just today?
I think they had other promotions, I think, today and tomorrow. So they're trying to get more people to come back on Thursday.
Gotcha. All right. Do you have your list?
Real quick though, the Yankees are in Pittsburgh, and so Rizzo was scratching the lineup like an hour before the game, and some moron
tweeted he's getting traded.
No, some moron Yankee Twitter fan tweeted like, so they put Carpenter in the lineup.
Yeah,
and he said like, let Gallo have the chance now, save Carpenter for Boston. It's like, first off,
what?
He can still play in Boston. It's the Pirates. Now is a chance for Joey to get his average up. That's not going to happen.
I don't care if he gets his average up.
He's not going to get his average up. He can't.
Let him build confidence.
He can't. He would strike out 8 times over the next 2 days.
No, not against Pittsburgh.
Yes, he would.
Okay, he might.
He does it against everyone. Sunday we were watching the game, and Gallo came up to bat, and it was like a 2-2 count. And Darcy was like, no, he's definitely going to get a hit here. And I was like, Darcy, if he doesn't strike out, I will give you $100. Maybe it was 2-1 at that point. So if he doesn't strike out, I'll give you $100. If he does, you give me $1. He struck out. I was like, first of all, I gave him 100 to 1 odds, and those are skewed in my favor.
Yeah.
That's tough. But I've watched Gallo hit 2 times this year. Like, actually watched it on TV. One of them was a home run. And one of them, he roped a ball right into the shift where the second baseman was. But, like, it was one of those, like, it's a gapper.
Okay, so you probably saw, was that in the same game?
I think so.
Probably his best game of the year. He's bad. Like, he's not good.
What is he hitting?
1 something.
Yeah, it's below the Mendoza line.
And his slugging is, like, 2 something. Maybe. 3 something at the most.
What's the OBP?
Like 2 something. Like, it's brutal.
Hey, his OPS is 400. That's okay.
No, it's not.
It's like the league average. League average like 450.
It's like 7 something.
No.
6 something. 6 something, I think. 670 something, probably. 677 would be my guess.
Maybe.
But like, he's so bad at baseball. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not anything at like.
That's tough.
He's bad at hitting. He's
below average on defense too. He's bad. He's just bad. And it's probably one of those things like, you know, Sonny Gray came to the Yankees and stunk, and then went to Cincinnati the next year and was good. It's like it's one of those things. Just the guy goes to a place, he's bad there. He goes somewhere else, he's fine.
Scenery. Yeah.
Hey, bring him. Hey, you can come to. Well, we don't need an outfielder.
Take him,
We don't need
please.
an outfielder.
I'm not joking.
Say, do they not have like somebody else that could play over Gallo, or are they like,
They got Aaron
we're
Hicks.
paying him a lot of money? So
They'd
he can
have
play
to
him?
like. Because of roster construction, like
Okay.
they can't send him down, they can't send Hicks down. They don't have an available bench player to send down to bring up Miguel Andujar. So they had a doubleheader the other day. For a doubleheader, you're allowed to bring up an extra guy, and it doesn't cost him an option. You're allowed to have 27 players instead of 26. But then he has to go down afterwards.
Yeah.
They brought up Andujar. He started left field both games, batted fifth both games. So like they have a guy that can take his place.
Yeah.
But because of they just can't construct the roster to get him up.
Do you think they could get somebody to take him?
So that's what I was gonna say. Is so the Yankees podcast I listen to, who are very much they're smarter than I am in terms of like baseball. So they do a very good job of predicting like every move the Yankees are gonna make.
Yeah.
They have said like if the Yankees are able to trade him, it's literally going to be like, will someone take him you don't have to give us anything back.
Yeah.
They just
We just can't have him here anymore.
Yeah.
He takes up space.
Like, give us the bare
Now, they
minimum
also
back.
will have to trade for another outfielder because they need a better outfielder option other than Hicks.
so could they package
No.
Gallo with somebody, some lower prospect? I'm not saying a top prospect, and get a 1 year outfielder.
Probably
Done.
not. Those
Like-
are going to be separate trades. Those will be in separate deals.
So like you don't think like going out? What is it?
Well, 'cause, like, the
Is it
guys that-
Peralta in Arizona. That's
David Peralta?
I think that's who the left-handed bat on the.
I don't know that they've looked at him. I know that they've looked at Ian Happ and Andrew Benintendi pretty extensively.
Hap's got another year of team control, correct?
Yes. The Cubs and the Royals are not going to take Gallo. Teams that like Gallo have been, in the past, have been the Padres and the Phillies. So those are teams that are just on the outside looking in terms of the standings.
So they're not going to want to give up an outfielder.
No, they're not going to want to give anything up, but they'll take a flyer with Gallo because, if he
crashes and
if he
burns.
gets back to Texas Gallo, he can help them out.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, he can be a.
If he doesn't,
bat.
the Yankees are going to pay for him. The Yankees, he's not getting $9 million this year. The Yankees will pay. They'll retain all of his salary if someone takes him. 100%.
I mean, it's an expiring contract. It's not going to really hurt them if
They don't
do
care.
it.
Yeah, they don't care.
Um,
They don't care about that at all. He has to be gone. And the other thing is, there's not like a sense of urgency to move him. It seems like, which is frustrating as a fan.
well, you still got a month.
No, I understand that, but like, no, don't even go get Ian Happ or Andrew Benintendi now. Move him now, so that Andujar can kind of bridge until we get a better option.
Yeah,
Do that.
that's fair.
DFA him for all I care. Like, you're gonna eat the money on a trade anyway. You're not gonna get anything worthwhile back. DFA him. I don't care. Just release him. Someone else can take him off your hands.
And I mean, and if somebody claims him, they're on
Don't
the
care.
hook. I'm saying they're on the hook for the money.
If someone claims him, you can say, "Hey, well, hold on. Let's do a trade, and we will pay you to take him. Please take him." It's brutal. It's bad.
Yeah.
Everything else going really well for the Yankees.
Yeah.
He sucks.
That's true. Yeah.
Not everything else.
That's
I think
But-
Heiner Falefa sucks on defense.
most
well, so
for
did
the most
Jeter.
part.
No, he didn't.
He had terrible range.
No, he didn't.
Okay, whatever you say.
All the stats that people pull from that are like when he's like 34 plus, also, which is absurd. It's like
Yeah.
that's weird. That's weird.
That's kind of unfair to
It's just weird.
old person set.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this old guy at shortstop, he's not as good as like the 23 to 26 year old shortstops you're comparing him to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He also was still batting like 310 this season, so I don't really care.
That's fair.
Could have DH'd him.
No. That would have been weird.
Okay, list.
Yeah, let's get to the
List.
lists.
The only NFL thing that I put down was Terry McLaurin extension.
Yeah.
3 years, like $70 million
Yeah.
with the commies. So that's cool. That's the only NFL thing. I'm kind of going to go in categories instead of dates.
Yeah, NFL's kind of slow right now.
So 3 things happened in college football that I thought were Vogelbach just hit a home run. That I thought were like important.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, the ACC announced that they were redoing their conference scheduling starting in 2023. They're getting rid of divisions,
Yeah.
and then they have, and I don't really care about the ACC in terms of football, so I don't know what the assigned games are, but each team has 3 assigned games,
Each year they'll play each year, and then the rest it
and
rotates.
then they rotate the other 6.
I like that. My one knock on it was I think it was. I know it's hard to keep all 4 of the Tobacco Road schools playing each other, but I think it was like Wake Forest and NC State. They don't play either. I think Wake Forest doesn't play North Carolina, and State doesn't play.
Which is probably
Dude.
significant to ACC fans, but like in terms of the national scheme, no one
It's
cares
not.
about
Yeah,
those games.
I think NC State picked up like Virginia or somebody like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Those aren't. I mean, I don't remember who Clemson's teams were. That's the only team
I think
that
it
matters.
was Florida State. I know they have Florida State.
They suck till they don't. In my eyes,
Was it Florida State?
maybe Georgia Tech.
Maybe I think
I feel
NC
like definitely
State.
Georgia Tech.
I think NC State was one of them. And maybe
But they did it so
Georgia
they, there's been times where I don't
Well, the
remember.
Coastal Division was not good.
Yeah, there are times where like the Coastal winner would be like 6-6. It's like, dude, why are they playing in a conference championship game? And the SEC needs to look at that too.
State. I think
Now that hasn't been a problem for the SEC.
no. I think the SEC. I think they'll go to some schedule like that when it's Texas and Oklahoma.
I think so too. I think they'll get rid of divisions when those teams come in.
I
And
think
they'll do pod scheduling. You don't have a pod,
Not
but
a
that's
pod,
kind of how you're
but that's how
scheduling.
you're
it.
scheduling.
which the reason that was available to like change that NCAA changed their rules. So like you used to not could until like this summer you couldn't have a conference championship game. Let's go,
Austin Riley.
Otho. You couldn't have a conference championship game if you didn't have divisions. So they changed that.
I feel like
Well,
Big 12 did.
Unless you play round robin.
Okay. Because they could play everyone.
It was different. You could play round robin. And see, the first year of the playoff, they couldn't have a championship game because they didn't have divisions.
Yeah, because I remember that was the thing.
Baylor and TCU were co-champions, and they were 5-6. The year that Ohio State was 4 and won it all.
Got it. Okay.
So
Cardale
they changed. Then they
Cardale
changed the rule that year after that.
Makes
Which
sense.
I mean,
That makes sense.
that's fine. Like it's a smart rule to change.
I think I'm pro getting rid of divisions in conferences. I mean, each conference can do whatever they want, but
I just think,
I would be for it. It works right now in the SEC, but there's going to come a time where it doesn't.
College football at its peak, they had it.
No, I
So,
agree. No, I know,
I don't know.
but they didn't.
But
have
also,
the
like
playoff.
basketball doesn't have it. I know that's why it was college football
Well,
at its peak.
I know.
Basketball-
So they need to adjust what's going on right now to improve it.
See,
because it's not working right now. I think.
I think that they changed. They changed it when they expanded. I know the SC had divisions in basketball before
They did a few years ago.
Missouri and
Missouri and
And maybe they did for 1 year with Missouri.
because
they didn't change it that long ago.
the
I remember
East-
when they changed
the
it.
East played every team in the East twice,
Yeah,
and you
and
played
then
the West once.
Yeah.
So I
And it
think
rotated where you played them every year.
Especially once it gets to where there's two conferences, because that's going to happen at some point.
Well, the Big 12. Did you see that? Is that on your list today?
it is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, we can just go to that.
But back to the basketball. The Kentucky's conference opponents leaked, like home and away, not order or dates or anything. And they have Auburn at home, but not on the road,
Oh, yeah.
which is tough for Auburn because they haven't won in Lexington since like 80 something.
Oh,
And
gosh.
when they play at home, they could shoot 44 free throws a game,
Yeah.
which is fine for them, I guess. So that's kind of fun. So I've been waiting for them to officially tweet that out so I can quote tweet it and say that, because I have a lot of friends that are Auburn fans. That'll be fun.
That gym, that's a tough place to play at Auburn.
I mean,
It's
I think
loud.
anywhere if you go there and they shoot 44 free throws. It's
Well,
fine.
I'm saying as the environment, take the refs out.
Especially when only 4 of those fouls are at the end of the game when you're trying to extend the game. So
Yeah.
it was 40 free throws.
Environment, it was really loud. They're right on top of you, and I was there.
And they
on Christmas
shoot
break.
40 free
They shoot
throws.
44.
Well, they didn't need to shoot 40 free throws to win the game that I went to. They won by 20.
Who'd they play?
Lipscomb.
Tough scene.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tough scene. So then on Thursday, it was announced that the USC and UCLA are going to join the Big Ten in like as early as 2024.
Yeah.
So I don't know when, but 2024 is the earliest they can do that.
Yeah.
That's nuts. My first thought was like, the first tweets I saw were like, imagine these California boys going up to Wisconsin in like the end of November. Like,
Yeah.
That's going to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was like, imagine being one of those 2 West Coast teams playing basketball. You've got a Tuesday night game. You're not getting back till
You stay in the hotel that
Super
night.
late.
You got to stay in the hotel that night.
yeah, which means you pretty much don't get to practice the next day. If you play a Wednesday conference game and you can't practice Thursday, Friday's walkthrough because you got to play Saturday.
So when I was working at Lipscomb, like when we had Wednesday, Saturday, or I think it might have been. Either way, the day after a game was pretty much shooting and film.
Yeah, but like it's got to be like a full-on recovery day now.
But-
like not even shooting. Like Calipari's talked about that before. There was a game or a week where they had the latest game, like 8:00 Central Time at Texas A&M, and then had to go to somewhere for the earliest game
Probably
Saturday.
East, like at 11.
I think it was
or
Arkansas.
12. So it would have been 11 Central tip.
So they had to fly back to Lexington.
On
They
Saturday.
got back in like
The early
Wednesday at
Saturday
like
game?
5 a.m. or Thursday at like 5 a.m. He was like, pretty much can't do anything until Thursday night. And then Friday, we can do something in the morning because then we have to fly Friday night.
Yeah.
So they're going to run into a lot of those. Like imagine going L.A. to Rutgers in New Jersey, and then you fly, and then you got to go to Iowa.
See, a lot of
middle of the
times
week,
too on that Saturday, especially if they're playing early.
They said another one. It's 5-1. Yeah.
Let's go. Get Contreras homeward.
That's crazy.
On Saturday, if we're playing Saturday, we would fly Friday morning and practice or do like a walkthrough in their gym on Friday night.
That's just going to call it, like, football will be fine for that.
Travel-wise,
In terms of
football,
travel.
yes.
Football's fine with that. But, like, basketball,
Yeah, that's what.
baseball,
Imagine
all the other
UCLA
sports.
on a Tuesday
all the
night
sports
going to
where-
Rutgers.
yeah.
Like
all the sports where you're playing midweek games, like
baseball will be fine because it's
conference games on the weekend.
and like USC and UCLA will dominate that conference baseball.
That's true. Yeah, but it's gonna be weird. It's gonna take a lot getting used to.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And then today was the Big 12 news. So there are discussions at Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Oregon, Utah, and Washington. Right now, I've read that there's legislation saying that they can't split up.
Weren't Oregon and Washington, like, there was a thing going around about them going to the Big Ten?
Yeah, and then I read today that there's, in both those states, it's super specific. It's like publicly funded schools that are, so state schools that are in the same, like, D1 division, like A or D1, D2, single A, double A, like all that, they have to compete in the same conference.
So, like,
Washington and Washington State have
Exactly.
to
So
get
you couldn't get Washington without Washington State, or you couldn't
or
get
like Oregon
without
and Oregon State.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I don't know how accurate that is because Gonzaga, I guess they're a private school.
But they
Yeah,
also
they're
don't
down.
compete in D1 football like
Yeah, there you go.
FBS.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
because they're not in they're D1
Double A.
AA
Whatever it's
old
called now.
FCS now. So
Yeah.
even if they have football, they might not have football.
I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you.
Also don't know that law, so I have no clue. But
I saw that, and then I saw a rumor about, well, if that's the case, Stanford going to the Big Ten. And Stanford, to me, outside of location, kind of fits a Big Ten.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd probably add Stanford and Cal.
It's also funny when they're doing all these like conference realignment talks and they're like, well, we have to consider academics and stuff. It's like, shut up, dude.
Shut up.
No one cares.
Well,
every school has nerves.
Well, that's the thing about the Pac-12. That's why they wouldn't add Boise State. It's because
they weren't nerdy enough.
Yep.
I don't know. Who cares about academics when it comes to like conference? Like that has nothing to do with it. No one cares. Like what, you want your conference GPA to be high? Who cares? How many NFL players are you putting in? How many dudes you put in the league? Like seriously. What?
Nobody cares about, unless you're an Ivy League school, nobody cares what conference you're in, like academic-wise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's the school itself that has the name, like Vandy in the SEC. Like, nobody cares Vandy's in the SEC when you have a degree from Vandy.
Yeah.
They look at it like an Ivy League school.
Yeah. They're going to go 0-8
It's like Stanford.
in the conference.
Nobody cares that
No one
Stanford's
cares
in the
how smart
Pac-12.
they are.
It's,
Yeah.
oh, you got a degree from Stanford.
Who cares about school?
Yeah, schools.
I didn't come to school.
Losers.
I didn't come here to play school.
Yeah, I didn't come here to play school.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Cardell Jones. All right, yeah. I thought Cardell Jones said that.
He did.
He did.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, other thing I had that's not NBA, because we'll get into the NBA stuff, but with the Freddie Freeman story that Gottlieb tweeted out.
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
We talked about that yesterday. I have a tough time believing anything Doug Gottlieb says.
That's fair.
Yeah. He stole his teammates' credit cards. So
Yeah.
maybe not a trustworthy source.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was a weird story.
Weird timing. It's a very weird story
that we'll literally never know the answer to.
No, but like you watching the games, it looked like Freddie was upset.
Well, he played there for like 12 years,
and he was sad.
That's fair.
And like even like the Dodgers are like in close game, like he's sitting. There's a picture of him just sitting back on the bench, like this kind of sucks.
I get that. Yeah. It was definitely weird.
I mean, that he made his bed. He has to lie in it.
Yeah, I also think that with the alleged story, the timeline doesn't add up because the Dodgers didn't ramp up their offer until the Blue Jays and who else was bidding? The Yankees never made an offer. Maybe it was the Angels.
It was Angels.
Yeah. So that's when they stepped up their offer, and that was post the trade for Olsen. That was after the trade for Olsen. So
See,
it was
I doubt it was after the trade for Olsen because after the trade for
Blue
Olsen,
Jays didn't get in until Olsen went to Atlanta because they were going for Olsen, and then they switched and got Chapman, and then they got out of the Freddie Freeman race. So it was. It did. Again, we'll never know. Gottlieb's story in terms of timing doesn't add up
unless Freddie comes out and says his side, which I mean, might not be his side. It might.
Yeah.
We don't.
We have literally no clue.
Unless
we'll never know. It's fun to speculate about.
Yeah.
It's a fun story.
The agent has to pretty much come out and say, but do we trust his word?
He did. He came out and said that.
Yeah.
He came out and said
it was false.
Just not what happened. Dexter Fowler said something today about it too. He's like, he's been my agent for I don't think he said his whole word because he's been my agent for a really long time. He's like that's not how that works. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. He's like, number one, I know him personally, and he wouldn't do that. Number two, that's not exactly how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, fun story for Gottlieb to tweet about. I guess.
We've all moved on.
Yeah, I don't know. No one really cares anymore. This would have been a fun story,
in April.
Yeah.
In April.
Now it's like
March, April.
Now it's like, how about we just play some baseball games? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if every team is. I know the Yankees. I think every team's played 81 games. I mean, there might be one that's playing their 81st or 82nd now or whatever, but we're halfway point. Pretty fun. I think every division is kind of in terms of who the top two is kind of panning out as expected other than the Central. AL Central. I think that's probably right.
The AL Central, though, is
bad. The Twins have the second best offense in the American League. But everything else...
I feel like every year that division just shuffles.
Yeah, it's weird. Now, there was a stretch where the Indians... Actually, they were the Indians then. Where they were just... You kind of knew they were...
And the White Sox in the early 2000s with Brzezinski and Mark Burley throwing...
That whole team.
Paul Konerko.
He was a stud.
Jermaine Dye in the outfield.
Yeah. But, I didn't expect the Twins to be this good on offense. I didn't expect the Guardians to compete at all. They are.
Yeah. Well, weren't people really high on the White Sox?
Yeah. Yes. Because they kind of returned basically their whole team.
Yeah.
They're just not living up to
the hype.
I think their staff's had some injuries, but everyone has injuries.
That's part of it. I mean,
can't do anything about that. Just got to play.
The Yankees haven't had a major injury yet. And it's terrifying to me. It's terrifying.
We have our major injury right now.
The biggest injury. The Yankees' biggest injury was Chapman being out for a month.
Ours, our second all-star second baseman's probably out for 2 more months.
2?
It was 8 to 12 weeks when he got hurt.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, it's not good. That's why it wouldn't surprise me if we went and got a stopgap kind of guy who could be a bench bat, play second base.
When Albies
comes back, be a bench bat. Like we have Arcia, and Arcia is fine doing that. But my thing is Arcia is so valuable on the bench because he can play every infield position. He plays second, short, and third, and left and right. So that's valuable to have on your bench.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. So it wouldn't surprise me if we went and traded for a low end middle infielder, and maybe an outfield bat because Duvall struggled. Maybe a left-handed bat, and we could platoon Duvall, but we just got Rosario back, so could probably platoon them.
A lot of options.
We're deep in outfield because it looks like Michael Harris is up for good, winning Rookie of the Month last month. So
I think it's going to be a fun deadline.
I do too. I think there's a lot of moves that could be made.
I think there'll be a lot of position player moves because there's really only like two pitchers.
I mean, the Reds have Malley and Castillo. Is that his name?
Yeah, I was thinking more of Montes and Castillo.
Montes.
Yeah.
Malley's the same. He's not as good as either of those two, but he's solid with another year of team control.
Yeah. All right, NBA. So Thursday I put down the Kevin Durant thing, and then I was like, dude, this just like there's been a spiral of stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of. And like I only put the stuff that was like big time players in my eyes.
That's fair. Yeah.
A lot of them are like extensions though.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna run through them.
Okay, go for it.
First one's a trade though, and I don't know how to say this guy's first name.
Let me read it. DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte. I didn't know if it was a
I've
hard
heard
or
it.
soft J.
I've heard it.
DeJounte.
I've heard DeJunta too.
DeJunta?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
We're calling him DeJunta.
Okay.
DeJunta Murray. He got traded to the Hawks.
I've heard it both ways.
There we go. Little psych reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, traded to the Hawks.
Yeah. That's big for them.
He was a lottery pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He
He's
almost
pretty good.
averaged a triple-double last year.
And wasn't he an All-Stars rookie year?
He was an all-star this year.
Was he not his rookie year?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well,
He
still.
averaged like 21, 9, and 8 this year.
He has the real weird hair. Or did at least.
No, that was Lonnie Walker
Lonnie Walker had the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
from Miami.
And he's on the Lakers now. He's on with the Lakers.
Oh, is he?
That's not like a big-time player, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, he cut his hair too.
Yeah.
Next thing I had is that Miles Bridges beats up his wife.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Disavow Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Anywho.
He's athletic.
So then Durant requested a trade from the Nets. That's probably the biggest news. And probably the one to talk about.
I don't know. I think I would say Lou Dort signing his extension
I have that on here.
is the biggest news.
I have that on
See,
here.
I was thinking the trade we discussed pre-prod.
You think the Gober?
Yeah.
We'll get to
Well,
that.
I mean, it's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that's actually happened.
Happened, yeah.
Because, I mean, nothing's really...
Durant actually said he wanted to get
Yes, but
traded,
nothing's
though.
happened with it yet.
But yeah, Durant.
Dude, I've already seen, like, he said he only wants to go to a team where he can play with 2 All-Stars. They said they only want to trade where they can get 2 All-Stars. That leaves only the Warriors.
He's under contract for 4 more years or 3 more years.
Well, my thing is like... Apparently the Nets want Devin Booker back. It's like that defeats the purpose of the Suns trading for Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Because like Chris Paul and Kevin Durant isn't that much better than like what you have right now.
And like, would Chris Paul and Kevin Durant, would they work well together? You think?
They play on the Olympic team together, I'm sure.
Yes, but like Chris Paul is
Like in 2012, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Chris Paul has the reputation of being that alpha dog in like that date shit.
He is, yeah, he does.
And
I don't think Durant has that reputation.
my
No,
thing
he's
is Durant
a little-
is soft.
Yeah.
That-
So maybe that
but-
works. He's a
No.
beta. You need an alpha and a beta.
No, I'm saying Durant might be too beta and get his feelings hurt.
That's interesting.
That's where I'm. That's
Remember when the thing came out about Chris Paul saying James Harden had man boobs?
That was a fake
I know,
thing,
but-
and Skip Bayless thought it was real. He like read it on Undisputed and was like, "This is wild. You can't be saying that." And everyone was like, "He didn't. Are you dumb?"
It wouldn't surprise me if like that is
Making
something
fun of his
like
boobs.
Chris Paul would say though. I feel like
Probably in one of his State Farm commercials.
that
and
was
James
so
Harden
funny.
has man boobs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And then the others are like kind of quick.
But I've also seen Toronto as like a actual
Yeah, but like
spot.
They would have to give up Scotty Barnes.
And like I saw something saying the Nets would want Siakam and Barnes. It's like again that like defeats the purpose
of him going to that place.
Yeah, like because then it's Fred VanVleet and KD. Like that's not going to.
If a team can talk him down to getting like picks.
Like if I was the Nets and I was doing it with the Raptors, I would say give me Barnes and either OG or what's his name? Gary something.
Harris?
No, not Gary.
Crap. I know who you're talking about. You looking it up?
Yeah.
And then I'd get a lot
And
of
then
picks.
picks, yeah.
A lot of picks.
I mean,
like,
that's what you're going to...
like more picks.
Is it
Maybe
Gary?
you maybe can throw in somebody on an expiring
Gary
contract.
Trent.
Gary Trent.
Jr.
Any team that trades from, it's going to be mostly picks. Like maybe
And
an
then,
all-star.
like 4 or 5 picks.
But see what
like,
what they got for Gobert? Like
KD's worth an entire roster if Gobert is worth that.
That's a
Like
problem.
that is ridiculous.
Like if Gobert set the trade market, yikes. Beal staying with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, a week ago said he wants to play for a competitor?
hey,
I don't know.
I respect the loyalty.
I respect it.
That's fine, but, like, don't say the first thing then.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Surely they have like a lot of cap space. Like they could.
Don't say the first thing,
Make a
then
trade.
will also be a trend later on.
They could. What about the Wizards going after KD?
They
Playing
could.
for his
He's
home
from
team.
there.
I mean, you give up Rory Hachimura. What's the other guy they
You
drafted
probably
from
have
Israel?
to. You probably have
in
to
the
give
first
up
lottery pick.
Johnny Davis too,
Probably Johnny Davis.
and then picks.
And probably the guy from Israel too. What's it, Danny Avicii?
Oh yeah. And then like
maybe another like a big guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting though.
Lou Dort re-signed with the Thunder.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Dorcher
that's
Chamber.
big time.
So he's not going to get traded now.
No, I mean unless like
Maybe
if the
for
right
Kevin
thing
Durant.
came along,
You want KD
Dort
back?
is expendable.
Would you want KD back?
Dort for KD straight up.
Take Fender to a whole new level?
Oh, that's not realistic.
But what if? though?
Dort and 5 picks for KD.
10 picks. All second round.
I mean, just that's still I don't know if that's realistic because of
Dort and Giddey and 5
Ah.
picks.
because KD will probably leave again in 2 years or 3 years. He'll want out, and so I wouldn't do it.
Jalen Brunson signs with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Well, that's a long time coming. You see all
Well,
the-
Yeah, they
they're
got
opening an
10,
investigation
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns, Supermax extension.
he's not worth it.
Oh, I missed that.
Joker
agree.
signs largest contract in NBA history with the
No,
Nuggets.
He's won back-to-back MVPs. He deserves it.
That's
John Morant, max extension.
Love it.
Devin Booker, Supermax extension.
Love it.
yeah.
That's funny because max is the word maximum, which is the highest.
Yeah,
but then
you
they
can't
have a
go above
super
that.
maximum, which is apparently that should be maximum, and then they should name
Well, but
regular
see-
maximum something
But
else.
see, you know
Almost
why
max.
they do that, right? You know what the difference is?
No, I know what the differences are, but that's just not what that word means.
Yeah.
That's not what the word maximum
Yeah.
means.
Well, but that was the max that Morant could get.
I know that. Unless it was
It's
a
a max
super.
for him. No, he can't. He's not eligible for super.
He's not
max.
eligible.
He hadn't been.
So
all
he's not
NBA.
eligible for the max then, is what I'm saying.
No, he was eligible for his max.
That's his max.
So then the
He's not
supermax
his
is just a
max.
maximum. It's not super. It's just that person's maximum.
They just it's a superstar maximum.
yeah,
It's an all NBA maximum.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Which Grizzlies low key could make a trade for KD too. Jaren Jackson, Brooks, several other players,
Picks.
and a lot of picks.
John Wall signed with the Clippers. That's fun.
Yeah.
Optimus Dime.
If they're healthy, they'll be good.
It's a big
They're-
if.
If their 3 main players are not, I'm putting John Wall up there.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that's fair.
if those 3 guys aren't healthy, they're gonna stank.
Again.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Um,
the Clippers this year for stinking. It got OKC the 12th pick.
There you go.
Yeah.
And shout out to Malik Monk reuniting with De'Aaron Fox. The Kings.
Did he go to? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's fun. Now they need to get Bam.
Well, I thought you were doing stars.
Malik Monk.
Stars and Kentucky players.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon traded to the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'll be a decent fit with him because he can be a ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who was
They
the.
kept everybody and then have added Brogdon.
I don't know who was the betting favorite beforehand, but after
somebody
that trade, they became the championship favorite.
Well, it's probably Golden State, I would assume. Was the
They
betting
added
favorite.
somebody
Could be.
else, too.
Rudy Gobert trade. We've already pretty much talked about it. It was weird. Brian Windhorst clip is hilarious now.
What'd he say?
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
I can't even explain it.
Did you see it?
Predicted the trade basically. No, it's like a 2.5 minute clip.
Okay, I'll watch it after.
It was like the day before, or a couple days before.
And
the
he
trade.
said players and picks.
No, he said so they just hired Danny Ainge, I guess, as their GM, and he hired a new coach and gave him like a 5-year contract, which is super long for a new coach. And Brian Windhorst was and then they traded like a role player 3-and-D guy that was getting
For who? The T-Wolves or
no, the Jazz.
The Jazz.
This is all about the Jazz, and they traded like a
Royce O'Neal? Was that who it was?
maybe he was getting I think like $6 million, maybe it was an expiring, and they traded it for like a nothing, like a second round pick maybe, I don't know. It was a salary dump trade.
Yeah.
And Windhorst was like, why would they do that unless they're planning something else? Remember last time that Danny Ainge took over as GM and gave a brand new head coach a long contract was, what's his name?
Doc Rivers.
No, the next guy. What's his
Stevens.
name? Yeah, Brad Stevens with the Celtics. And then what did he do? He traded KG and Paul Pierce. He was like, they're going to make a huge trade. And they did. So that was interesting. And then Darius Garland, max extension with the Cavs.
Deserves.
Zach LaVine or Levine,
Levine, yeah.
max extension with the Bulls. And then here's
Deserved.
one that I referenced earlier. Zion signs a max extension with the Pelicans after pretty much all year saying he wanted to leave there.
Yeah, but I'm confused now because now I've seen people saying that the Pelicans were just sitting him out.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't know if it was because at first it was he was sitting out, and now it's the Pelicans were sitting him out. I don't know.
I think it points to what we said, a couple months ago on the pod where we said we're tired of NBA players. Anthony Davis did this, where we were like, play your rookie contract and then hit the market, go somewhere you want to go, and instead they're playing the rookie contract, signing a max or a super max,
And then request.
and then asking for a trade.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Well, but they're not eligible for. They get more money if they sign.
No, I know. They get way more money doing that. But it screws that team.
Yeah.
Pelicans, they stink.
I mean,
They were making them playoffs with Anthony Davis and
They made the
Mark
playoffs
Cousins
this
was
past
better.
year.
I'm gonna play.
That doesn't count.
I'm gonna play devil's
They stunk.
advocate here.
I mean, yeah, they lost. In the first round.
They can trade him and get more back instead of just losing him for nothing.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird to me.
Yeah, I mean,
It is
I don't
weird.
know
It makes
what's
the free
actually
agent
going
market
on.
kind of dull.
I don't know what's actually going on with all that.
It's very
down there.
yeah.
So
I agree.
It makes it dull. Imagine if that summer Bryce Harper and Manny Machado were hitting the market. If both of them signed 10-year contracts with
The Orioles and
the
the
Nationals
Nats.
and the Orioles, and then we're like, okay, trade me. It's like, dude, what?
Well, baseball, baseball teams aren't going to do that shit. No, they're going to be like.
They're also not going to sit them there and be like, no, you're going to play. You're going to play.
Yeah.
Get out there. We're paying you $35 million this year. You're playing. I don't know. NBA's weird. It's kind of hit a stall.
yeah, I mean,
All that
No,
was
what I-
3 days ago.
what I
4
was
days
going to
ago.
say was, I think everybody's waiting to see what
KD does.
KD
And then
does.
that's said today, they'll wait this thing out.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got him under contract. Why do you feel rushed?
But
Well,
K-
there's somebody that you forgot to mention. Kyrie.
Yeah, you didn't ever say anything about Kyrie.
Yeah, what did he do?
Kyrie bought a house in LA.
I mean, everybody lives in
I saw
LA,
today
so-
where he was someone said Shams on Pat McAfee show. He was like, that's maybe that ends up happening. That's not in the works right now.
Yeah.
That's
I doubt
that's
that.
not even hey, they're discussing it. It's they are not discussing that right now.
Yeah.
So
But Kendrick Perkins was saying that KD is just doing this to essentially get the Nets. Because, I don't know, he was saying he wants the Nets to, sign Kyrie long term, essentially. and that KD's just like threatening them to do that, to get them to do that. Which it's
Lame.
like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
dumb.
what's happening.
But KD, he's a runner. He's a track star.
KD is?
That's what Shannon Sharp said the other day.
You
Have you seen that? Have you
What is
seen that?
wrong
Or have you
with
heard
these
that
people?
song? Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I've heard it on like.
He like
Is that
sang
fine?
it. He sang it. Well, it's on TikTok. He sang it on Undisputed. I turned it on and he started like that was the first thing.
Dude, that's a weird show.
Yeah.
Did you? I said
Yeah.
the other day.
They blamed all 9 seasons of OKC not winning it on Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, no,
All
that makes
9
sense.
seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
All him.
Did you see Skip Bayless's tweet? I sent it. It was like yesterday or Monday, which is yesterday. It was like going live now to discuss Dak Prescott's new like 6-pack picture he posted.
Yeah.
What?
Weird.
I'm gonna find it.
Weird.
weird dude.
You're gonna find the picture?
I haven't
Pause.
seen the
Pause.
picture.
I haven't seen the picture.
I'm gonna find a tweet. Yeah, Skip Bayless.
But yeah, summer league's starting tonight for NBA, so I'm gonna try to watch some OKC. Like half of OKC's summer league roster played on the Thunder last year, so like if they don't win every game, then it's gonna be
Plus
like,
Chet.
yeah, it's gonna be a disappointment. Like Giddey's playing, who should have been all rookie first team.
We're about to react to the picture of Dak's 6-pack abs now on Undisputed.
Yeah, that's weird. Trey Mann's playing. Pokashevsky's playing.
Yeah, they should be.
Chet's playing. Both of the Jalen Williams are playing. Of course, they just got drafted, but
Yeah. It'd be a pretty good team.
yeah. See how it goes. Okay, do we want to just everybody say their favorite conspiracy theory, or do we want to wait when more people can be on and we can have a more extensive discussion about it?
How much time we got?
How much
How much
We're
time
at,
have we
we're
got?
at 47 minutes.
I want to wait.
Okay.
Okay. More than 13 minutes.
It'll be more fun with like everybody.
I
I didn't research any,
and
but I've got
low-key-
them off the dome.
And
I mean,
low
come
key,
on,
like I needed to look up a couple more.
dude.
Well, we can like still say our favorite.
No. I don't have a favorite.
Oh,
I love them all.
well, let's talk about the one happening right now at least.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I feel like you know more about it than me.
I feel like I know nothing about it, which is terrifying because we
no.
might all be dead.
I just read the Barstool article about it,
We might already all be dead. I don't know.
talking about how it was a satanic ritual before they
Have you heard
reopened it.
of the Mandela effect? There's a theory that there's this particle accelerator, collider,
Yeah,
large hadron collider, I think is what it's
Hadron
called.
Collider.
Yeah. Where they just take particles and like slam them
Smash
into
them
each other
into
at
each
like
other.
supersonic speeds, basically, but like continuously.
And yeah, this one is like they're doing it faster than ever now.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
And they say that it. They've said, like they've actually said before that what they're trying to do is like combine dimensions.
yeah.
Like they
They're
think
trying to
that
do
there are
something
other worlds and
with
they're
dark
trying
matter. That's
Yeah.
what I read.
They're trying to combine other worlds. So they weren't doing it for like they shut it down for like 3 years, and now today they ramped it back up. So the theory is that like they did it to almost this level in like 2012, and that's what caused what everyone knows is the Mandela effect. Basically, we're on a different timeline
like the Berenstain
And you-
Bears,
and you
instead of the
remember
Berenstain
things
Bears,
from the previous timeline that don't exist on this timeline,
and like people
but existed on the other timeline.
because it starts from like people thinking Mandela died in prison, like that
Yeah.
was like the
So-
namesake of the Mandela
So
effect, but
like,
he didn't.
like the fruit of the loom with the cornucopia, like that kind of stuff.
Well, wasn't that an actual thing though?
Yeah,
But
wait,
one-
what?
One of
I
yeah.
haven't seen that one.
No, you hadn't seen. Hold up.
I just know the Berenstain Bears. That's one.
They kind of talked about this on the Spider-Man movie we watched here. Do you remember that? Or maybe was that in
They talk
Endgame.
about that in
Endgame when they
Loki,
talk
and-
about it splitting off.
Well, yeah, the
Yeah.
ancient one.
Which one? Which one's correct?
Talking to Hulk about it. Yeah.
Well, I thought the left one was
Wait, let me
correct, but
see.
it's not. It's the right one.
Was there not a cornucopia?
That's apparently not.
Yeah, but that's from Twitter.
So that's the
Yeah,
example.
but
That's an
that's
example.
yes.
That's an example.
I haven't
In a
seen that one.
previous timeline, it was the cornucopia, and then when they did that, it started a new timeline by combining other dimensions or
Yeah.
another dimension. And so on this timeline, it's that, and so that one doesn't exist except for in people's memories. It's a theory. It's not true. We
Yeah.
don't believe this
It's
stuff.
still cool to like.
It's so weird.
I
what's
love reading
cool
conspiracy theories,
is to see people that are obsessed with it.
but like in that
So
Barstool
wild.
article,
I'm showing pictures of the logo history
That's
of Fruit
weird.
of the Loom.
in that Barstool article, they were talking about like people are like buying into it even more because I don't know. I don't know if you've finished Stranger Things yet.
Started it this week.
Oh, okay, but
It's pretty dope.
something happens.
It's not scary at all.
Well, I mean, it's gory, I guess.
It's more
doesn't
gory,
bother me.
but it's not scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not because I mean it's so stuff that go ahead. We can get
But
to this
they're
later.
talking about how, like, the thing that happens at the end of this season is like
what they're trying to do.
They're
So
like
what- like, without spoiling.
people think it's weird that
It lines
they're
up.
doing this.
Yeah,
The
So
week
I have
that-
seen people say that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like I'm like that's. I feel like that's just the biggest
they
reach
filmed this
ever.
over a year ago.
yeah, yeah.
That's definitely interesting. No, I think that
I
like
love reading conspiracy theories.
I do too, which is why like next week we're gonna go all in.
Yeah,
There'll be less news next week probably.
unless KD.
4th of July week and the week leading up to is a big news dump week.
Yeah, we should.
Which is why I expected the Deshaun Watson
Oh,
news
yeah.
to come out Friday, and it didn't. I think PFT talked about that. He like had done research, and he's like they have a history of announcing like big suspensions on the Friday before 4th of July. The NFL does, which is another like not really a conspiracy theory, but that is a theory that they use like major news holidays to just news dump.
Yeah.
So stuff kind of flies under the radar.
Well, so you forget about it by
Yeah.
Tuesday. In this case.
Well,
like the fictional, like stranger, like sci-fi stuff that doesn't scare me at all. It's like, do you remember the Psych episode with like the guy with like multiple personalities?
Yeah.
That scares me.
So like more realistic stuff.
Yeah.
So like,
crazy.
Halloween would like the movie Halloween would.
Yeah,
scare
like
you.
serial killer stuff.
Yeah.
That scares me more than like dude, like alien stuff, demons, like all that stuff's so fake. I'm just like,
And like
whatever.
the black phone would scare you then. Because
We'll
it's
never see that.
it's like that.
See, I'm different. Like, I don't mind like serial killers and that kind of stuff. Like that kind of scary. I hate demons and will not do
That
it.
stuff doesn't bother me because I'm like, well, that's not real.
Well, I mean, demons are real.
Nah, I'd whoop them.
If you could see them.
Like the
true.
ghost stuff, like that stuff is just like,
Yeah.
like Stranger Things stuff. Like the upside down thing is
Yeah.
like, I'd smack a Demogorgon right in the mouth.
Yeah.
I just would.
I mean, yeah, freaking Steve the Hare Harrington beat one up.
Yeah, seriously.
You could.
Dude, if I lived in Hawkins, Indiana in the 80s, I would, like after season 1, I would just walk around with a shotgun
Yeah.
and obliterate every Demogorgon I ever saw.
Yeah.
And it would be easy.
It'd be so easy.
So easy.
What kind of shotgun?
Any kind. It literally doesn't matter.
It could be the worst shotgun.
My first shotgun was a break action single shot 20 gauge. I'd use that. And I'd still dominate the Demogorgons. They're pathetic.
Are
Yeah.
they slow?
Trash.
No,
They're
I
not
just have to
slow,
shoot them
but
once.
yeah.
And then I reload and here comes another one. Shoot it too.
You just have to make sure you have enough ammo with you. That's the only thing.
And if I don't, I just start swinging it.
That's fair.
Like
That's
Davy
fair.
Crockett.
Yeah.
Hey,
Knocking down some Mexicans.
he's from Lawrenceburg. Fun fact.
Is he? He's
Yeah.
from a lot of places claim he's from there. He's kind of like
No,
Lincoln.
David Crockett State Park.
That is down there, isn't it?
It's in Lawrenceburg.
Yeah.
His home is in Lawrenceburg. His first home. He was born there.
Don't like 3 states claim Abraham Lincoln? Like Kentucky, Illinois, and Ohio?
I think it's because he's like, yeah. Wasn't he born like he's
I've
born
been to
in
Abraham
one?
Lincoln's home.
Which one, though?
He
Because apparently he lived in 3 different
The
states.
one in Illinois, I think.
I think he was born in one, grew up in another, and then lived in moved to the other. Like it's
Yeah, they all claim him. Oh, did you see my text yesterday about Ozuna?
yes. No,
I told him. I
And
explained
then
it.
an hour later, we are like, wait, this is a replay.
no, I saw that and I was like,
Dude, they're not playing.
I was like, what? And I was like, I'm just ignoring that. I think Oakley's drunk.
I was at my grandmother's house. And they're like, wait a minute. This is a rerun.
Yeah.
Whoops. It'd be even funnier if it was from like 3 days ago. I'm sure it was the day before. But
It was.
way funnier if it was
So
like
I didn't know you hit that, and I was like, yeah, he hit a bomb in the ninth to tie it, or to make it within one. Like, what? But he hit 2 days ago. He hit. You probably talking about the bomb, the first run of the game,
Yeah.
and
Is that
then we were down 3-1 in the ninth, and he led off the inning with a laser that went out, and then with 2 outs, Harris hit one that tied it, and then we lost in the ninth, bottom of the ninth.
Ooh. Oh, Yankees are down 3-0.
John Alex said he fell on the stairs and hit his shoulder.
I saw that. Dude, he's pulling a Dustin Johnson.
It's because he said it's because he was reading a text from Dorsey, so it's really
Way to go, Darcy.
It's Dorsey's fault.
We talked a ton of fantasy football draft yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just trying to guess what people are gonna do.
Well, I'm at 11.
I'm gonna read. Mine was almost the exact same as John Alex.
Don't read the whole mock draft. Just tell him what his mock is. What his.
We had you picking Kamara at 11.
Well, I do want to hear because who is taking?
I mean,
it's kind
That's
of
fair.
I got.
It's gonna change.
Who's?
I mean, Wags is probably gonna take Aaron Jones.
Okay, so mine is the same as John Alex's, except I flipped the 15th and 16th pick.
Okay,
All right.
Jonathan Taylor 1.
that's fair.
Oakley, Debo Samuel at 2.
Can't take DK because he kind of sucks now.
John
I'd probably
Alex,
get him in, like the 6th one.
Jamar Chase, like he said he's going to pick.
Well, that's why he
Jamar
traded
Chase.
back.
Yeah.
He's at
He's at 3 now. He was at 1,
He's traded
but
back.
Sherm and John Alex traded.
so Trump can get Taylor.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I think I texted in there. I was like, no, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor at 2.
Yeah.
John was like, Sherm's taking him at 2. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna tell him not to.
That was me. I said
You said Sherm
I said
taking him at
Sherm's taking him at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at 1. I was like, no.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna tell
oh
him
yeah,
not
that's
to
a
do
good
that.
point. Yeah.
Duh.
And then Eric taking Derrick Henry at 4.
That's probably a lot. I might take him at 2. I just haven't decided yet. I'm probably going Debo,
I don't-
especially if he gets wide receiver / running back tag.
I don't know.
Josh taking Cooper Kupp at 5.
Probably, I can see that.
Will taking Justin Jefferson. If Justin Jefferson gets to Will, he's taking him. He loves Justin
I
Jefferson.
can see that.
Pause.
Wags taking Dalvin Cook at 7.
Or Aaron Jones. We don't know yet.
Good point. Ivy taking Devontae Adams at 8.
I think Ivy will want to go running back though.
I mean, who's he going to... Is he going to take Eckler,
That would
Kamara, or McCaffrey?
He would take Eckler over those other guys.
I would.
Over Adams?
Well, so I think he has in his head that if he drafts a wide receiver, he's going to get hurt.
Well, yeah, but last year, he could have had Adams.
I know.
So I'm thinking this year,
He gets Adams.
he gets Adams. Because if he had stayed at 7,
He did.
I mean, unless
No, he traded out.
Mason takes Devontae at 5.
And I had said in my mind I was taking running back with the way that
So-
our league was.
So Ivy would have been able to get Adams, and that would have been the pick right there.
I was taking whatever running back out of those top 5 fell to me
Or,
in my mind last year. That's what I was doing.
oh, wait, no. Ivy was at 4. No, Ivy was at 7 and traded up. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I got confused.
Everyone's name is Izzy or Izzle, except for mine is Skell.
Yeah. Okay, then we had Luke taking Eckler at 9.
Okay.
Darcy taking Kelsey. Mason
Yeah.
taking Kamara. Grant taking McCaffrey at 12. I feel like at 12, if McCaffrey's there, you have to take him.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle taking Diggs. He's a Bills fan, so I feel like that'll happen. Me taking Najee. Rhino taking Mixon. And then Judson taking DeAndre Swift. But then I added or Keenan Allen or Mike Evans for Judson.
There is absolutely zero chance I'd take Kamara over Najee.
Okay, that's fair. That makes me sad, but
There is zero chance I'd take Kamara over Najee.
because like
Now I could go receiver there.
after I talked to John Alex, I was like, if I get Najee, I will probably cry tears of happiness.
No, there. Now you might get Kamara.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd take Kamara at that point. Like
Yeah,
if
that's-
Najee's gone, I would. If Mixon is on the board at 14 and Najee's
Like
gone,
I
I'd
would,
take Mixon.
I would probably take Mixon and Najee over
Yeah.
Kamara.
Okay. We got to do fully torqued. I'll have to cut that in between stuff out.
You ain't gotta cut it. We're just talking about fantasy football. It's just bros being bros.
Okay, whatever.
Um,
What's your fully torqued,
I don't
Mason?
know.
Mine's fantasy football.
Okay, mine is I'm seeing Thor on Thursday. I've said that like 3 times for my fully torqued. but
I guess
pumped
mine
for
is
it.
actually.
Oh, you're seeing it Thursday?
Yeah.
I'm watching
like
Stranger.
Thursday night?
Yeah,
Stranger Things this
Why?
week.
I was
That's
wondering. I
pretty
was like,
funny.
oh, so that's a good thing. We
I
didn't
wasn't
film
even
on
thinking about that.
Thursday
Yeah.
night.
We're going at like 6 too, so like we wouldn't have been able to record.
I haven't seen Brady in a while. We're having dinner on Thursday night. That'll be good.
That's good.
We'll make out with him.
No,
He's fully torqued to see another man.
Yeah, seriously.
fully torqued for
Gay.
the Braves to go up 2-0 in this series against the Cardinals.
Oh, I'm fully torqued for a 4-game series at Boston this weekend. That's going to be so much fun to watch.
So should I? If the Braves win tonight, should I just start talking crap to Jeff about St. Louis? Jeff?
Yeah.
They
Why aren't you
suck.
going to that game, dude?
Because the next week I'm gone for 2 weeks to Ireland, and I just don't want to be out of town for
I get that.
like a long. I'll probably go home and see my parents before I go.
That makes sense.
That's
That's going to be fun.
If it was, yeah, I would 100% go. If it wasn't that weekend,
Yeah.
like I would go. But it's just kind of that makes it really hard to be gone that much.
Okay. That was everybody's fully torqued. Also, John Alex fell and hurt his shoulder that he just had surgery on, so
RIP in peace.
yeah,
Yeah, rest that shoulder up, baby.
I didn't know it was going to be that long.
I didn't either.
That sucks.
Okay.
Been in that cast for like 8 weeks.
Was
Yeah.
it the big
with the
bulky-
thing on
He's
the
gotta be-
sling with the thing
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
I
space.
think it's
big,
like
yeah.
6 to 8 in the cast.
What do you have? Rotator
Which
cuff?
it'll probably be. It's just I don't know exactly.
Is it his rotator cuff?
I don't
Or
know
labral.
exactly what it was.
I don't know. They had to disconnect and
They had to
reconnect
disconnect his
to do it.
bicep in 3 different spots. Yeah, or they disconnected it and attached it in 3 different spots.
Yeah,
What
that's
did he
what it was.
do?
It was just over a period of time.
Like we were benching one day, and he like went down, and he like felt his shoulder like pop out,
And he like
and then he pushed up, and like ever since then,
it's just
yeah, it's just been it like caused him to have elbow issues, like back issues because everything was having to
help
Make
that.
up for that.
overcompensate, and yeah, it's just been throughout the years over the past I don't know 2 or
Tough.
3 years, maybe 4. But yeah, okay, well, next week conspiracy theory pod.
Oh, it's gonna be
Possibly.
lit.
I know we said this last week too.
Wow,
But we're gonna
good.
actually do it.
We got people on the edge of their seats now.
We're gonna actually do it this
We
time.
gotcha,
So we'll see you next week.
Lord willing.